Good morning, guys. Tracy here with Just Dig It Farms. Join us today as we get some farm chores done. We've got a lot to do. It's time to spring clean the goat pen and barn. We always have big ambitions and lots of things to accomplish on a Saturday because that's the only day Jean's off and can work on the farm. And we always put way too much on our plate. We run out of energy and we run out of daylight hours, but we'll see how much we can get done today. This whole area right here is going to be the new addition to the potager garden. Now we're not going to be able to plant this big garden this year because we're still working on getting some compost in, amending the soil, and prepping this area. So this past fall and winter we grew a cover crop right here of ryegrass and some brassicas. And now we're just taking all of the goat poo and hay and pee and everything from the goat barn. We're bringing it over here and we're going to spread it out really good. I also have a big pile right here that we had delivered. It's a clay-based soil because we have really sandy soil and we need some structure to our soil. So we brought in a little bit of clay-based soil. With the black stuff is super soil, which is a really good compost, and we're going to mix all of that in. So this year we're not going to be able to plant this area. This year we're just focusing on building some healthy soil right here and laying out the structure and the foundation and the layout of this garden. Now this past fall Chase and I worked on this fruit berm here. We laid down cardboard first, and then we've brought in compost, leaves, all kinds of good stuff, and we're creating this berm for fruit trees. I made a trip to Petals from the Past before Christmas and purchased some of the fruit trees. I'm at Petals from the Past, and today I'm going to be picking up some fruit trees for our new addition to the potager garden. We're adding a little orchard to the potager garden, so I'm going to pick up some apple trees.
Hey, how are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing
Good. What y'all up to today? I ran into some friends. This is Kathy. She works here at Petals from the Past, and she's got some friends with her. This is Zalima, and this is
Jacqueline Harvey.
Yay! So I'm really excited that I got to meet them today. I fully believe this was a God connection. I don't believe in coincidences. I believe this was a divine connection from God to get to meet these beautiful ladies here and get to hang out with Kathy a little bit. But Jacqueline has a farm. We're out here talking, and we've got so much in common. She's speaking my love language out here. So I want her to tell you a little bit about her farm.
Well, I am in Wilsonville, Alabama, and my farm's name is Cowbell Farms. And I make homemade products off of my farm, a lot of tallow-based things, tallow balms, tallow lotions. I use a lot of coconut oil, which I don't grow because I haven't figured out how to do that yet. But I do coconut oil soaps, and everything's derived from the most natural things that you can. I have goats and chickens, so I have a dairy farm that I do goat's milk and goat cheeses and things like that, and sourdough breads, and I teach classes on canning and sourdough bread and pretty much anything that you can think of that is off the grid living or foraging, and all of these things is just, I like to do it as a hobby because it's just fun.
It is fun.
It is fun.
So if somebody wanted to buy some of your products, now this tallow face cream is awesome. I bought some from a lady a few months ago and was using it. It's really, really good. But now that I've found my friend Jacqueline here, I can buy it locally. So she sounds like she's got some really good products. So if they wanted to buy something from you, where could they go?
Well, right now I have a Facebook page, and it's Cowbell Farms, and my email address for that would be the best way to reach out to me, and it is cowbellfarmwellness@gmail.com.
So whenever I'm able to get the In Her Boots series going again, I think we're gonna hook up and do a little interview with you at your farm.
I think that would be fun.
Yeah, I'm excited about that. Excited about that.
Awesome.
All right, you guys, thank you so much.
Thank
so
you.
Nice. So good to meet y'all and see you again, Kathy.
Good to see you, Tracy.
Y'all go check her out. Now I'm gonna put links to, you can send me some links.
Okay, yeah.
I'm gonna put some links in the description of this video so that you can just click on it and it'll take you right to her page.
Sounds good. See y'all later.
Cool. I've got my wagon full of apple trees here. I decided just to put 5 apples on my first fruit tree berm and just do that whole berm is apples. So I've got my apples here. I've met some sweet new friends out here today. And if I can get this wagon up the hill, I'm gonna check out. And I'm hoping in the next week or two, Jean and I can get out here and get those planted in this berm. Behind it will be another berm, and that will be more fruit trees. So this whole new potager addition The walls around this area will all be fruit. We're gonna do muscadines. I've got figs already started. We're gonna do apple trees, pear trees, persimmon. I don't know what all I'm gonna do yet. I've got blueberries already. So like the border around this whole area will be fruit. And then in the center here, it's gonna be 2 big squares with a pathway going down the middle, and the layout of these 2 beds will be like a market garden style. Now we're not doing a market garden where we're going to be selling produce or anything, but we're just going to lay out these beds in a market garden style. So the big project for today of mucking out the goat pen and spring cleaning the goat barn is a 2-part project. Goat pee and goat poop is very hot, it's very high in nitrogen, so we don't want to take it directly from the barn and put it into a garden bed that I'm going to be planting in this year. But putting it here on this new area, this new garden bed area right here is perfect because like I said, we're not going to be planting in that until next year. So it's got time to compost down and work on creating some beautiful, healthy soil. The beds in the potager garden here, we cover cropped these this past fall and winter as well with rye and Australian sweet peas. I see a few there, and brassicas, just a bunch of different cover crops that we sowed in these beds here. And they are thick, super thick with the ryegrass. The ryegrass just took over. It's time to be prepping these beds and getting them ready to plant next month. We're not far and it's planting season, but what I've been doing, Jean and I, we've been tarping these beds with a weed tarp that we got from Hoss Tools. It's a really good weed tarp, really thick, solid, really good, really tough. These 2 I bought last year, and these 2 I got this year, and I've got 2 more ordered for my other beds. But what we're doing is we're tarping this to kill off the cover crop. And then we'll come back and we'll either wheel hole it or we'll broad fork it lightly and just work that dead cover crop into the soil a little bit. After that, we'll just bring some compost in these beds and use it to create our rows, our mounds, the areas that we're going to be planting in. And I'm really hopeful that we're going to have some good garden crops this year because we've worked hard on building super healthy soil out here. I should have already had these beds covered with the weed tarp, so they're going to be a little behind. It might be the 3rd or 4th week in March before I'm able to actually plant these beds. The weed tarp takes a good 3 weeks to kill off the cover crop or weeds or whatever you're tarping. 4 weeks is really better, but 3 weeks works pretty good. So I'm going to be a little behind on these other beds that I haven't tarped yet. I hopped on Hoss's website this morning and I ordered 2 more 30 by 40 foot weed tarps. And my beds are 15 by 40. So I can take the 1 tarp as we did here and here, cut it right down the middle, and it covers 2 beds. Our last frost date is March the 17th. Today is February the 18th. So we have a lot to do in this potager garden to get it ready to plant in 4 or 5 weeks. We're kind of going through a little bit of a cold spell right here in Alabama. It's around 40 degrees, I think, and we've been up in the 70s in temperatures. So it's a little bit cooler here today, which is fine. Just bundle up, get out here, get it done, because this is crunch time. We have a lot to get done. As always, we have multiple projects going on around the farm here, and we love it. We love spending time with each other, just out here on the farm, working on our goals. Y'all are happy now, huh? Y'all are happy you got a clean home. Yeah? Are you happy, Bobo? Huh? Are you happy? It has been a long and productive day. We finished cleaning out the goat pen and barn and spread their manure all over the new market garden beds and worked on prepping the garden beds, the potager garden beds. Gene had some trees to cut down over in his pine area, and we did not get to inspect the bees, so hopefully next Saturday we can do that. But it's been a good, long, productive
day. Thank y'all so much for hanging out with us. Next week, we will get back to our series on how to design a potager garden. And next week, we will be going over how to actually draw out your plan. So y'all stay tuned for that. And again, thanks for hanging out with Jean and me today. God bless you. See you next time.